The adventure of fun continues. Although some people believe that the storyline is going very slow, I actually have to say I don't mind this. It's entertaining in its own self to see. The Doctor Stone chapter 96, only 3 left before 100. The angry enemy fan, the despair reviewer who telling you this story. As Senku and gang goes back to the shore, we even see some whales in the background. They begin to talk about the mysterious Y-Man. They don't have no clues on who this person is, or even what the gender is. But now they know they're looking for someone, and therefore the mystery is beginning to do it. But Senku has just laughed off the threat, because that's just kind of person he is. So Francois prepares the restaurant, which is actually sushi and a lot of things more, which is very perfectly a radar that can see through everything. And of course, Ginro gets a different type of thing, wondering if they could actually see through clothes. And actually, well, Senku just says that X-ray and stuff are completely different. You can't see through clothes. So we still haven't the power to can see through clothes, of course. The scumbag would say that. But Chrome had something else. It's not seeing through clothes, it's seeing for something else. So Senku asks the specialist Ukyo what they can do about the radar. And he says that he's worried about the radar's output, because they'll need to... The batteries are insignificant, and they need several big devices to land on the boat if they want to use it. However, there's a limit on how much iron they can have from the laboratory. And indeed, Team Finding... actually, we see Suka without her black shirt on for the first time. She has shorts and a white top. Weird. It seems that iron sand is not as much anymore. Well, that is sources are finite, unless of course we can do it. While Chrome just looks at the radar and begins to wonder of the sky and see through Earth and locate iron, whatever. So he thinks back on the radio or electromagnetic thing and attached it into the coil of the radar screen. And then suddenly gets a bleep. He gets so excited, and so he walks to the same place where the Team Team Science, maybe we should call them, managed to give birth to a magnetic pole. So, and he then thinks back on the time when he found the magnet and try to remember the time when he was a kid finding it. He searches a cave, although finds nothing at first, until finally it moves. So he sends it silently down a path, and it gives off a very strong sense of radar. And he then shouts so loudly into the communication device that, well, even Suka's device gets no helmet get blown off. And so he reveals to Senku what is found, and what he has found is an iron ore mine, a perfect place for mining new iron, no longer limited to the small types of iron sand that they have here. No, this is true iron ore mine deposits. As Team Science and less of the gang even invent an amateur-looking device that pulls up iron. And Chrome is very happy about this, but it's not of cockiness, but only because after all trying the experiments, he realizes just even more on how amazingly fun science is, which Senku confirms. And now they will need to get all this iron down. In order to do that, they need to use the vehicle. So, but there will be a different kind of vehicle they will use. So then suddenly Ryusu, who hasn't been really much seen in this episode, says that if our construct moves on a factory scale, more and more the talented individuals become meaningless. Qualities of leadership, of commanding everyone's power, are essential. That's the purpose of royal education. As he fought back on his childhood, that ever since he was a child, he was drilled into becoming the one man of everything. Abstain from unnecessary emotion, do not lose your head over things. However, as we all know, Ryuso, despite being education, didn't really care about that. He wanted to do what he wanted to do. He wanted to do his own education, and that was that uncharacteristic leader can't get anyone to follow them. Enjoy this world, that is the power of a leader that moves people. And for that, they head towards the edge of the factory by creating a mine cart. That's the quality of kings. Now they truly have created a line. They have created an old field with a path of a boat. They have created a minecart that and a car that will take them to the kingdom of science, and now even a boat to the place of all gathering. Truly, this is the age of factory. Team Science is not slowing down, although I can criticize them saying, well, they certainly built the minecart or the mining equipment pretty fast. I have to say it's fiction, so I go with that. Ryusei seems to imply that having everyone individual power is one of the things that will get the greatest amount of strength. And indeed it seems to be that way. After all, Senku believes in others' powers. But Chrome were the one who truly shined in this episode, as even though he didn't really get any help from Senku this time, he did his own experiments thinking of looking at Senku, and then think thought back of his childhood. Truly, he has evolved into that huge amaze. It's a very exciting science. So yeah, I greatly enjoyed this episode. Now they have iron ore. With that, the boat is near completing, they say, and now they can build new type of factory that will give them different kind of energy than just batteries. The path to adventure has just begun. Give me your thoughts if you have any.